Hey FlossTube, it's Rebecca, the Route 66 Stitcher. I am back. I believe this is FlossTube number 19, and I think the last one was in March, so it's been about a 4-month period. I do have some stitching to show you today. I have only a couple of fully finished objects, some finished stitching, and a lot of WIPs. In fact, since I carry so few WIPs with me, because I don't have a large number of them, everything is a WIP for me that's not finished. So let's get right to it. I am out on the catio again today, and at some point Fiona might come through and announce herself. So I will keep you alerted for any Fiona incursions. The first thing that I have, it's a fully finished object, is a Prairie Home by the Blue Flower from Janine McGowan, and I had received this as a kit at Quilter Station Retreat. It's over a year ago now, and I know that you saw the finished stitching the last floss tube. I have gotten it framed. I really like this frame. This is Janine's signature, by the way. The people at the framing shop were like, wow, you got the designer's signature on that? We need to show that off. It's like, yeah. So a smallish thin frame, and it is up on the wall of shame behind me now. So that is completely done. Another thing that I was stitching on and was a WIP the last time I was here, I actually put in the afterburners and got it stitched because I was feeling way behind, was Festive Forest by the Blue Flower. This was a Jingle Ball class last year, and I, of course, never got it finished by the time the class had completed, and I think I only had 3 of the 6 panels done the last time I was here in March, and so voila, here we are. It is completely done. It's got the velveteen on the bottom. Oops, with Capper, hold please. There we go, better. Velveteen, Lady Dot velveteen on the bottom, and then the stitching on the sides and the top. Haven't decided whether I am going to keep the finishing on the top. I don't know. I haven't decided whether I like that, whether I don't like it. I haven't decided what I'm doing in the top, so it may get changed at some point in time, but for right now, I'm calling this a finish. And it's kind of heavy. I filled it up with walnut, and it is kind of heavy. Another finish that I have is something I was working on the last time, and this was the Rocky Mountain Santa. Oops, not sure what that was. Pike's Peak edition with the oops, got some sun coming in there. With the eagle, and I have finished it. And he looks pretty good with his beard and mustache and the eagle. I have him finished with just basic scrap paper on the back. And this is actually a birthday gift for a friend of mine whose birthday was back in January. So she's getting birthday in July instead of Christmas in July. And I think those are all of my finishes for right now. I do have some, oh, I lied, sorry. This was a new start, a WIP and a finish, all in the same startment. This is Primitive Hare, Quintessentially British at Heart, for a friend of mine who watches nothing but BritBox and Acorn TV and BBC and all of the above. And I finished it on as a pillow finish. This is using the called for floss by the Primitive Hare, and I have some British hearts, British flag hearts fabric left over from my Elizabeth II memorial pillow, and I have finished this. This is on vintage smoky white linen, 40 count. And so there, I think I am now not lying about my finishes. I am not. All done. All right. Can move into some stitching finishes that I have. The first one, you saw this the last time, it was a WIP, and that was Fig Folk by Plum Samplers. And I finished this using the called for, and it is on Mojito by Grace Note Fabrics. And I love the little itty bitty bat. And it's really cute. I haven't put the border around it because I haven't decided how I want to fully finish it yet. So there's no border on it. There may be at some time. There may not be. Another thing that I have finished, this was also a new start, WIP and a finish, was Appalachia Strong by the Nebby Needle. And I used the called forth fibers on this, and this is on a 40 count limited edition fabric by Atomic Ranch that has no name other than limited edition. And I believe that's going to be finished as a stand-up for a friend of mine that is from Appalachia. So I believe those are my stitching finishes. Just checking around because I've been wrong before, more than once. All right, let's go into some WIPs. I am still banging away very, very slowly on the Squamish Frog that I picked up in Victoria, Canada last year. Actually, this time last year. And this is on 40 count Avocado by Forbidden Fiber, and I am using threads of my own choosing, so to speak. Getting into getting the eyes and the mouth kind of lined out. It's a lot of single color stitching, and quite honestly, if I just got the outline done on these and just sat and plugged in the fill when I got a chance, it would probably go a lot faster if I would just attack it in a different method. Let's see, get some of this cleaned up so I can move on to what's under here. So I need a bigger space is what I need. This is a new start, and this is Take Wing, right there, by Mojo Stitches out of Australia. And just started this. This is on 46 count Mellow Stone by Atomic Ranch. And I'm using the called for fibers on this with maybe just a couple substitutions. So just actually started this past week. And so got the big cartouche down at the bottom done, and we'll be moving up from there. So that's Take Wing. Yeah. So those are the fibers for it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Not gonna lie. It's gonna be pretty. Another thing that I've been working on that you saw the last time was the Raven by Primitive Hare. And the Raven I am doing on 40 count Early Halloween by XJude Designs. And he's coming along. Got this bottom part to do. Actually to the point where I need to start making some decisions on the border and the actual scientific name. The called for color is this brown. And I'm not really thrilled with the brown. There's a little bit of brown in the actual raven itself, which I believe is 838, but very little. I don't know how I feel about this. So I'm going to have to start making some decisions on that, but it might turn out being something other than brown by the time I'm done. Anyways, the raven. It's actually been a fun stitch. I've enjoyed it a lot. I've made some more progress on Griffins of the Kingdom by Rosewood Manor. I don't know why I love these wee beasties, but I love these wee beasties. And so it wouldn't be the size of a bed sheet. I'm doing it on a 46 count. I believe this is a, hold please. I believe it's called Candlelight, maybe Antique White. It's just basic Swigert. And I've gotten a lot more of the beasties done. They're so cute. I've also been auditioning different, I've not done metallics on a 46 before, so I've been auditioning different metallics for all of the metallic parts. And interestingly enough, the Petite Treasure Braid is actually got the better coverage of the other kinds of metallics. And I tried the DMC metallics and a couple of filaments and a threadworks, and so I think the Petite Treasure Braid is going to win. I just haven't decided on what colors yet. So that is Griffins of the Kingdom. And of course it's done with nothing more than 310 in terms of the fiber. Whew. I got this one. This nasty bit goes with a Forest Home by the Blue Flower. In March, I had just gotten down to here. I had gotten down to the beaver at March, so I've been able to come across that bottom quite a bit and then start going up. So I just have to go up and back across very, very little. It's by the Blue Flower. And this is on Flannel Flower 40 count by Fox and Rabbit. It's really a tannish, it's really just a very pretty color. So I don't even know quite how to describe it. It's very pretty. Let's see, what else do I have that's within easy reach? Got a wild hair this week to start a pattern that I've had for quite some time that I just kitted out of my stash. And this is called Don't Piss Off the Fairies by Primitive Hare. And I kitted it using some Fiberlicious silks that I had in stock, and just what's this called? Highlights. Picked this up, the Silver Needle, on the 50% off table a few years back. And so I just need to fill in that wing there. And I haven't decided. I might just keep it as piss off. I'm okay with that too. If you're looking for this particular pattern, it is a freebie by the Primitive Hare. And it is not on her website or Etsy. It's on her Instagram. And it's back in 2023. She puts out some free patterns on Instagram occasionally. So if you like her style and you're not following her on Insta, probably should. And this is on Lazy Daisy, 40 count, Fabrics by Stephanie. And this was actually Fabric of the Month Club this month. So just seemed like the perfect fabric for the fairies, who you think about Tinkerbell as being a really nice and kind little fairy, and yet in folklore you really didn't want to piss off the fairies because they were nasty little beasts. I am missing a few. I'm going to have to readjust. Hold on, please. Ooh. I need a better setup. I really need a better setup, people. I really do. Let's see. I have this. This is a pattern that I bought not too long ago that is something to... It caught my eye. It's a Charles Darwin quote from 1861, I believe. And I've put the designer name below because I can't remember it right off the top of my head. But it was one of the things that I actually kind of enjoy about Darwin, is not only a scientist, but even back in the day when everybody was overly polite, he wasn't afraid to speak his mind. And basically the quote is, yeah, I hate everybody today. I am doing this on 56 count cream using 4240, so DMC. And it's my first time doing 56. And I can tell you that it's not that bad. And I will put a qualifier on that. I would never, ever, ever do a 56 count in a dark color fabric. And I would probably never consider doing a pattern that has a lot of color changes or confetti stitching. But just a monochrome going across on a light fabric is not that difficult. And maybe that's because occasionally I'll stitch on a 25 Lugana over one. So I'm not sure that it's all that different. That's that. I'm missing a big one, people. And I don't know where it went. Ah, there it is. Okay. But let me go through and show you these first. This is another one of the Rocky Mountain Santa Mill Hill kits. And this one is Teton Santa with the big horn sheep. And it's my travel stitch, and I'm making some progress on it now that I have the other one done. And maybe if I'm lucky, I will have this one done in time for Christmas. Depends on how much I travel coming up. And I am still working on the trilogy set, the set 2 of the Advent set that I did last year. And lo and behold, I got another box. That's all I've done on that. It's just another box. So, let's see. I've been working on Long Dog samplers. This is Rollo de Ren, or Rollo the Reindeer. It is on 36 count Midnight Tryst by Fabrics by Stephanie. I am doing this with white floche and the called for DMC. and the floss. I have the reindeer snout in now, and I have a lot of the snowflakes and different things and starting to build the reindeer up here. This all here is reindeer antlers. Every bit of it's antlers. There's a Merry Christmas that comes up this side here on the reindeer that I'm not planning on putting in, just to keep it more of a wintry look versus a specific holiday. But it'd be very easy just to pull some more of these snowflakes and stars in and put them there. But this will go all the way, like all of this is antler, every bit of it. So it's coming along well. I don't get to stitch on it as much as I would like. But again, that's a 36 count Midnight Tryst, Fabrics by Stephanie. And then the Beast. Excuse me. The Beast that has been sucking every single minute that I have stitching. I signed up. I was like, yeah, I'll do this chatelaine Sal. Why not? And I've kept up with it until this month. I'm officially burnt out on it. And this is Water Garden. Started in January. And have kept up with every bit of it until now. This is on 32 count Friendship by Oak Crown Studios. This month in June, last month, June, we're supposed to get all of the gates on one side and the flower pots and everything finished. And I spent more time on this stupid flower pot than I probably spent on this whole center medallion. There's like maybe 4 different shades of rose in there, which, okay, I can discern them, but there's probably 8 different shades of green for no reason whatsoever other than, I guess you can put 8 different shades of green in there. That confetti stitch almost killed me. Not gonna lie. Yes, hi. And we are on Fiona's porch. So I've come to a stopping point. Obviously not going to keep up with this since I didn't make the June deadline stitching, and we'll see where I go from there. That's all of it right there. Not far off. Once these gates go in, all that's left is, once these walls and the gates go in, the only thing that's left is all the beading. So it's not that far off done, just completely burnt out on it, and it has sucked a lot of my time, my stitching time, and not made progress on other things because of it. But that's it. That's my chatelaine. And it might sit there for a while, just like that. Haul. Well, I have the Fabric by Stephanie Fabric of the Month clubs that I'm not going to haul out here and show you because I'm sure you've seen them all before. And I do have the next Mill Hill Celtic Santa from Scotland lined up in my kit when I finish my travel stitching. And I went to an antique shop the other day and I found this amazing spool. Yes, it's amazing. Thank you, Fiona. So now I am in search of world's tallest and skinniest pattern for this. But that's basically all I've had in terms of haul. I haven't purchased a whole lot of patterns or other than Fabric of the Month, any fabrics. I did go to Ozark Stitches library meetup a couple weeks ago and lady was very generous in destashing a lot of her things, and I picked up some things there, but again, I'm not going to bore you with all of those that would go on forever. So other than that, I have nothing else at the moment. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking. I always forget to mention all those things. It's greatly appreciated, and thank you for coming back. Hopefully I will have more finishes to show you next time around.